the Indiana Fever are that golden destination, and I can't help but laugh to the fans and the people online and the media commentators, unfortunately, who said that nobody wanted to play in Indiana. That doesn't make any sense.
Sheryl Swoopes appears to be backpedaling on her earlier remarks. She once confidently claimed that Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever wouldn't be able to attract top-tier free agents. Fast forward a few months, and Indiana has just wrapped up one of the most impressive free agency periods in league history. Meanwhile, Cheryl's predictions haven't held up, and her credibility is taking a hit. With the Fever's rising success, it's clear they've proven the critics wrong, leaving Cheryl's earlier comments looking more like misfires than insight.
People in the Fever, we're like, y'all.
That's not my point. There's a lot of other shit going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there. Yeah.
Like it's a lot. It's a lot. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to be here.
Let's take a step back for a moment. Yes, Sheryl Swoopes is a Hall of Famer and a true legend of the game, but lately, she seems more focused on being a full-time Caitlin Clark critic than offering sound analysis. She confidently claimed the Indiana Fever wouldn't be able to attract top-tier talent due to rumored locker room concerns. And yet, here we are. The contracts are signed, the deals are done, and Indiana has assembled one of the strongest rosters in the league. Meanwhile, Sheryl is on the sidelines, quietly watching another bold prediction fall flat.
Stephanie White came in and said, okay, hold on. Let me go to Indeed.com and Indeed get some free agents to come in here that want to play, that are accomplished, seasoned veterans. She did all that. Cheryl's been nowhere to be found. Sheryl got a lot of crow to eat, folks. Sheryl could be choking on crow right now. She need that Heimlich maneuver. If you see Sheryl Swoopes, tell her it's okay to come out and talk and say, man, you was wrong. It's okay.
I can only imagine Sheryl scrolling through her phone in disbelief. No way these players actually chose Indiana. She probably muttered to herself. But yes, it happened. Natasha Howard, Dewana Bonner, Sophie Cunningham, and even Sydney Colson, Asia Wilson's close friend, are all headed to the Fever. Indiana didn't just win free agency, they dominated it. And when Colson was asked why she chose Indiana, her answer said it all.
I talked to Sydney Colson today. She said that Kelsey Mitchell was actually the first person she hit up because they built a bond here, playing AU for the last 3 years. She said she heard some good things about Caitlin Clark from her Aces teammate Kate Martin as well, so that made the decision easy.
Oh, the irony. She specifically mentioned wanting to play alongside Kelsey Mitchell, one of the exact players Swoopes had previously dismissed, and of course she wanted to play with Caitlin Clark. You know, the same Caitlin Clark that Sheryl confidently claimed would need years to adjust to the WNBA. Years, really. Meanwhile, Clark is out here dropping 40 pieces with ease while Swoopes is taking age worse than an unrefrigerated gallon of milk.
WNBA MVPs in your career, would you consider each of those 3 seasons as dominant seasons for yourself?
No.
I can't. Sheryl Swoopes is willing to lie about her own career before she even admits that Caitlin...
3 WNBA MVPs in your career. Would you consider each of those 3 seasons as dominant seasons for yourself? No, I can't, bro. Sheryl Swoopes is willing to lie about her own career before she even admits that Caitlin is dominant at this point. Hating on.
No, but players who will be free agents next year. There's a lot of other shit going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
And let's be honest, the real reason some WNBA veterans and so-called legends can't stand Caitlin Clark is because she didn't wait her turn, she didn't ask for permission, and she didn't tiptoe into the league with a humble I hope I fit in attitude. No, she walked in, shattered 62 records, embraced the fans, and single-handedly elevated women's basketball to unprecedented heights. And that absolutely burns them up inside.
What to do, peeps? Sheryl Swoopes is been missing. Sheryl Swoopes is MIA. They got a APB out for Sheryl Swoopes. If you see Sheryl Swoopes, she did a lot of talking a few months ago about the Indiana Fever, the locker room environment, how people didn't want to play there, how people wanted to...
Do peeps. Sheryl Swoopes has been missing. Sheryl Swoopes is MIA. they got an APB out for Sheryl Swoopes. If you see Sheryl Swoopes, she did a lot of talking a few months ago about the Indiana fever, the locker room environment, and how people didn't want.
A lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness.
Caitlin Clark never needed anyone's approval to become the face of basketball. Her global recognition surpasses that of many players combined, simply because she's a once-in-a-generation talent. While others continue to criticize, Caitlin is busy making history, filling arenas, and turning the Indiana Fever into the most exciting team in the league. A franchise that was once ignored is now the center of attention in women's basketball. That's not just influence, it's undeniable proof of who truly drives the sport forward.
Even further, when a game that Sheryl Swoopes was calling for the Dallas Wings, where the commentator was talking about how great Caitlin Clark had been playing, Sheryl Swoopes, silent for 60 seconds, didn't even want to address it, and it got so bad that the game that Dallas then went to play against the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark, after the domination of the Chicago Sky, Sheryl Swoopes got pulled from the...
So, Sheryl, what happened to the idea that players didn't want to go to Indiana? Who exactly were you referring to? The memories of old rosters? Because in reality, top-tier players are signing with the Fever like it's the most sought-after spot in the league. Did you really think Caitlin Clark would have to convince people to join her? Let's be real.
It's going to be Caitlin Clark flash show. So it's going to be phenomenal playing with a point guard, like you said, to have a good vision on the court. Because like as soon as she gets the ball in her hand, she's throwing it up because she already sees the person down the court before she even gets the ball in her hand. So that's one thing I love about her vision on the court. I really can't wait to catch all those passes and give her all the assists that she needs.
Somebody check on Sheryl because she seems stuck in 2002, back when the Indiana Fever were barely putting rosters together like they were holding open tryouts at the local rec center. Newsflash, those days are over. This isn't Tamika Catchings carrying a team of underdogs to the playoffs anymore. The Fever aren't struggling to bring in talent. They're loaded. Natasha Howard, a proven champion, elite defender, and reliable scorer, chose to sign with Indiana and made it clear she's there by choice, not chance.
Great player. I'm happy to be on the side of her now instead of guarding her. Of course, she's a dynamic player, and you see that and what she's done in her rookie year. And I'm actually excited to see what she's going to do her second year in the league with a little bit of, more experience and understanding a little.
She brought in DeWanna Bonner, a walking mismatch, a dominant scorer, and one of the WNBA's most respected veterans. And what did Bonner do the moment she arrived in Indiana? She jumped on Twitter and went straight at the Fever doubters, setting the tone before even stepping on the court.
I am just so excited to be here. I'm from the Midwest, and so for me to kind of get back to my roots and be close to my family, I'm so excited. Like when I say that I am refreshed and I am motivated, and I just kind of feel like my spark is back. Everyone thinks I've been feisty. You've not even seen the feisty side of me yet, so this should be really fun. But for me, I'm excited to be closer to home. I'm excited to deep dive into the community of Indiana. I've already met a lot of really cool people. I'm excited to inspire the next generation of young boys and girls around here, get to know the community more. But I promise you that I'm just ready to win. I'm ready to win. I'm ready for y'all to be there. But like I said, you guys haven't even seen feisty.
And I really agree with a lot of the moves the Indiana Fever have made. There's not been one trade or pickup that the Indiana Fever have made that I have not been on board with. I'm on board with every single one. And I just want to say the fact that the Indiana Fever have gone out and got these great players like a Natasha Howard, like a DeWanna Bonner, like a Sophie Cunningham. The fact that they've gone out and got these great players shows that they believe Caitlin Clark is great right now. They are on board with the Caitlin Clark vision, and it just makes me happy because they're not treating Caitlin Clark like a rookie who is gonna be good in 10 years. No, they're treating her like a superstar who is good right now.
By the way, every single narrative about the Fever, it's like whatever about them signing Sophie Cunningham, who they don't like. They love DeWanna Bonner. These people, they signed DeWanna Bonner, and again, they were saying we have actual people working for networks being like DeWanna Bonner will never sign for the Fever for obvious reasons. And I'm like, what are the obvious reasons? Genuinely, what are the obvious reasons? They are basketball.
I'm really trying here not to crash out, okay? I
I can't take too much more. I just said the other day, what did I say? Another bomb is Sunday. I said, this isn't it. You know, I can't wait to see what the next bomb would be. Didn't know this would be the bomb. Stephanie White ain't playing fair. I have to say it again. Stephanie White is not playing fair. She on one.
Indiana Fever are officially title contenders. Every day they have something new for us in free agency. And today, it's Miss DeWanna Bonner. Time WNBA All-Star and WNBA champ, a veteran in this game, can pretty much do it all. Also an enforcer, nasty defense. Should I continue? We have a new starting five. Caitlin at the 1, Kelsey at the 2, DeWanna at the 3, Natasha Howard at the 4, and Aaliyah Boston